Guys, it's Jiffy with Jiffy's Gaming on another free-to-play 2 Elite series in which we discuss and adventure through the game as a free-to-play player, attempting to find out just how much effort, how long it will take, let's say, to get to that Elite status in which you can do Elite TFOs. Now today, mostly we're going to be working on dailies. Of course, there's the free giveaway goodies here with Grim. She got a leg. And we'll see what goodies we might get in store for us today. So, what is the Phoenix prize pack today? What did we get? We got just a rare, but that's okay. We've actually been pretty lucky so far. To one of my away team, and they use it. Do I get the Romulan mark? You can use it once per hour like that, so I should be able to get the Romulan mark, right? We'll see. Only time will tell. All right. Let's queue up for the event. As per my usual goof up, I forgot to put the sound through my headset. Sorry about that.
Disarm your weapons and escort us to Sector 001. If you attempt to intervene, we will destroy you.
Task Group Alpha, engage the Borg. Groups Beta and Gamma, hold for now. Melvin here. We're moving in.
Move us to position Alpha.
This is Admiral Hansen. Focus on destroying the cube's weapons. Melvin to me!
The Yamaguchi is moving in to assist. Full reverse.
1/3 of their weapons. Keep at it.
Protect the line pods. Some of them are carrying civilians.
Bone down. Trap is no longer faded. All that's keeping the board here now is up. Actually, 2/3 of their weapons are gone. Move in. Remember, the Enterprise is on its way.
Attention all hands. This is the Hood. We're moving to attack speed now.
Please, this is the road zone. Moving into support.
Republic to fleet! The Borg are attempting to assimilate all the crew and systems! The Melbourne, the Borg have boarded us and are trying to assimilate our systems! Republic to fleet! The Borg are attempting to assimilate all the crew and systems!
This is the Righteous. We've been boarded. Attempts to resist assimilation are failing. Borg has taken the carry. Eliminate it at once. I'm afraid you'll need to destroy the Republic. Another is lost to the Borg.
Shoulders of fleet. Multiple Borg assault ships are attacked. All hands. Now order.
The Borg are conducting boarding action. Send a system at once. gear has been assimilated by the force. Take it out.
The Borg have boarded us! They're assimilating everything and everyone in sight!
Target shield.
Perhaps I can buy them some time with the parlay. Locutus of Borg. This is Admiral Hip. I wish to discuss the terms of our surrender.
Discussion is irrelevant. There are no terms. You will disarm all your weapons and escort to Sector 001, where we will begin assimilating your culture and technology.
Fear. They're hitting us hard.
This is the Roosevelt. Wilson, taking a flight from shield. Cover us!
Resolve systems immediately. I'll contact the Enterprise.
Nicely done. Thankfully, we have safety protocols in place for the simulation, so...
Thank you for coming. This simulation was created to improve your battle readiness and tactics in ground combat against the Borg. Any Borg. You will...
Combat simulation is about to begin. Good luck.
The simulation is active. Prepare for combat.
Enemy. are adapting.
The Borg are relentless. You must stand your ground.
You may cease hostilities. The simulation is complete. Well done.
Good to see you again. Thank you for responding to my message so quickly. The Tholians have the quantum phase inhibitor. I've tracked their ship to this system, and I'm detecting some telltale quantum fluctuations within the star. They're trying to use the device. We need to stop them and recover it. First, however, we need to help the Nakul. At this point in their history, they're not prepared to repel a Tholian attack.
Unidentified vessel. You have entered our space without authorization. If you are an ally of the Tholians, leave now. We have done nothing to provoke their attacks, but we will defend ourselves. Thank you. My people have few warships. Any assistance you could provide against the Tholians would be appreciated. Some unusual quantum fluctuations. It's as if the star's nuclear fusion is decaying at an increased rate. So this is your fault? Why would you make such a terrible thing? You caused this problem. I expect you to fix it, or we will hold you and your people responsible for the consequences.
I should have never made that device. I was only focused on the idea, on whether it was possible. I didn't stop to think of all the harm it could do in the wrong hands. We have to stop the Tholians before they shut down the star's fusion. If that happens, the effect on the system will be devastating. The Nakul will lose their home, and life will probably never develop here again. The lead Tholian ship has the quantum phase inhibitor. They're going to use it on the star. We have to stop them. Board that vessel and get it back.
Hello. How are you today? That is good to hear. Good to hear indeed.
Oh no, they're using the toxin pod.
Hull integrity below 75%. Right shield's failing.
We've docked with the Tholian ship. The good news is that my scans indicate the quantum phase inhibitor is on the bridge. All we need to do is go get it. The bad news is that the Tholians know we're here. They're not going to give up without a fight. The Tholians come from an environment that is extremely hazardous to most humanoids. You and your team will need environment suits to survive. Tholians, just as xenophobic and opportunistic in your time as mine. We have to be getting closer to the Tox Utad. Stay alert. The bridge should be just ahead. Now we just need to drop that force field, get the quantum phase inhibitor, and get off this ship before the rest of the Tholians get here to stop us. Finally, we have the quantum phase inhibitor. I brought this device through time to hide it from the Vorgons, but I never thought the Tholians would steal it. Now we need to hide it where it will be safe from both of them. Are you ready? This will be a longer trip than you're used to taking.
Set a course for the Ryza system.
Ryza, early 22nd century. Even the tourists won't be in this region for a few years yet. No one will be looking for the quantum phase inhibitor here. Not now, anyway. Let's try that cave up ahead. It looks like a good spot. Wow, rain on Ryza. I guess they haven't installed the weather control systems yet. We have to hide the device very well. I can't afford to let it fall into the wrong hands again, and the Vorgons are very persistent. No, that's too obvious. Anyone could find it there. That's better, but I still think it will be too easy to find. That's it. Someone will find it in a few hundred years, but that's a different story for a different captain. Let's get back to your time. We need to check on the Nakul. Setting course for 2014.
We need to get back to the Nakul.
return the talks with Tep, and we will let you live.
I don't think I'm supposed to be shooting at that ship. Just random bugs.
Our son! What did you do? I'm sure that will be a great comfort to our citizens as they freeze to death. You have done quite enough. Leave us alone. Time travelers and malcontents and Thulians. The whole lot of you can fall into a black hole. Now go. We have to figure out how to save our people. And then we'll take steps to protect ourselves. Time is a weapon, and it will never be turned against us again.
This is Captain Benjamin Walker of the USS Postok. I'm responding to an emergency temporal transmission from these space-time coordinates, but we are no longer detecting the source of these transmissions. Did you lose a time traveler? I think you better come aboard while we resolve this. Prepare for transport.
Greetings. It's nice to see you again. Not that you remember. We need to scan the continuum for Caldano. Would you care to assist me? Were you able to locate Caldano? Enter the temporal coordinates into the transporter. What happened with Caldano? No, this was meant to happen. Caldano went further back into the past than you knew. The NX-01 Enterprise, captained by Jonathan Archer, found his ship in the 22nd century, and his chief engineer activated Caldano's emergency temporal circuit, which returned the ship to its last known time, this one. But by the time that happened, Caldano had been dead for centuries. The Tox Utat is safe. It was found in the mid-24th century by Captain Jean-Luc Picard, who destroyed it before it could be used to harm others. Altering the past causes ripples. The effects move through time, shifting everything they touch, and it may take eons for all of them to be seen. The Nakul will survive, although their homeworld will be lost. They will become time travelers themselves, and their actions in the temporal Cold War shape the galaxy you now know. There are some things you shouldn't change, that you can't change. You could check Captain Archer's old logs for more information, but you will know all about it soon enough. You are entering a dangerous era in history. Time travel, like warp drive before it, will radically change your society. I'll see you again. We have a lot to do.
This is a sad day for the Federation. We failed to save the Nakul system, and our friend from the future, Caldano, is dead. I know you did everything you could. Sometimes, especially when we venture into time travel, things must play out a certain way. So, at least the timeline has been preserved. Captain Picard can now find the Tox Uthot on Risa in the 24th century. Still, let us mourn for Caldano and the Nakul people. We have been contacted by the Federation from the 29th century. Their Temporal Integrity Commission is charged with protecting the timeline from factions who might want to change history. Considering our recent experiences, we feel the need to better understand the rules of time travel. However, it's important we don't know too much about the future, so we have decided to designate one representative to learn what we need to know. Given your record, you were the logical choice. You are to rendezvous with the USS Postok. Her captain will give you a more thorough briefing upon arrival.
What can I get for you? What can I get for you?
Please report to the USS Postok.
It's a pleasure to see you again. I'm glad you were selected as your time's representative. I can't imagine a better selection. Of course, I already knew you were going to be chosen, but that doesn't change my appreciation. Your recent experiences with time travel have begun a new phase of development, and a perilous one at that. Understanding the rules of time travel is of vital importance. Are you ready to visit the future?
Welcome to New Kittimer.
Here we are. Since you're from the past, I'll be your chaperone during the event, hopefully protecting you from any temporal incidents. Purely procedural, of course. You've already demonstrated your ability to remain silent about things you aren't supposed to know. Welcome, gentle being, to the signing of the Temporal Accords. Your biosigns aren't listed on our register today. I'll need to... Wait. I know you. I wrote a paper about you in classical history class at the Academy. I must say, you look much younger than your holo images. Wait, what year did you come from? Oh, that explains why you look so young. Well, you sure have an eventful future ahead of you. Forget I said that. I'm not supposed to say things like that. To be honest, I'm still getting used to the new temporal regulations. They can be a little confusing. Anyway, the TIC crews are scrubbing the hull for anything that might cause a paradox if visitors from the past, like yourself, encounter them. It will be just a few moments. Perhaps you would like to chat with some of our other guests here in the lobby. I believe they have all been cleared for trans-temporal interactions. I'm sure you'll have plenty to talk about.
Listen up. The war has not been going well for the Federation, and the Klingons are advancing to our position. We need to hold off their ships until reinforcements can arrive. We expect the Klingons to attack in waves. Their smaller, faster ships are hungry for battle, and won't wait for the rest of their fleet to arrive in one group. As the fight progresses, their heavier ships will show up. Hold them off until more Starfleet ships can get here. Here they come. arrive. Reading some heavier ships incoming. Raiders and battle. Give them cover.
This is Ando. Our shields are taking hits, and we can use an escort. Andor here. We've taken heavy fire. Request assistance.
Klingons are regrouping again. Get into position to prepare for the next assault. Here come the Klingon battleships. Keep fighting! An evacuation ship is locked in. Give them cover.
Lafayette, we're in trouble. The evacuation ship is locked in. Give them cover.
Is in need of aid. Draw up some of those enemy ships.
That'll hold them off, for now. I don't know how much longer we can keep up with this kind of war. Today was a good one. At least there will be a tomorrow.
Well, I have had worse runs of that. Although that wasn't the best either, I suppose. I'm actually gonna try to head to. You know what? Alright. Don't know if I can actually transwarp or not still. I can. Anywho, so I think where's Tails in space? Somebody put some shielding on me. Goodies. Nice. I think I always come down here. Alright, so Delta's my lowest one right now, so I'll replenish Delta marks. I try to keep a number of the actual endgame reputation up and going at any one given time. It helps to get them all done as quickly as possible. So, I used to, like back in the day, you know, when I played this on PC, I would get like 1,000 of these marks, or 1,500 or 2,000 marks of this one, and then go, okay, you know, I calculate that out in my mind, like, all right, if it's 30 per, that's probably enough for a little while, and then I'd move into the next one, you know, in a row. Obviously, Discovery wasn't even around back then. It may have been this and then Nukara, so Task Force Omega and then Nukara, and then I'd get like 1,000 or 2,000 of them. And what I was finding was that by the time I'd get to like 2,000 of Task Force Omega or whatever, you know, and I started my Nukara, heck, I'd be rank 3 on Task Force Omega, and like nothing on Nukara, and then nothing on, you know, and then Task Force, you know, Nukara would be level 3, and then New Romulus would just be getting started. So I found that, you know, if you could find a nice easy balance, you know, that's a little bit better. You don't have to do all of them, you know. It would be nice, right, to be able to get all of them going all at once, so that way they all kind of wrapped up at once. But you know, you got to do what you can at your own pace. I want to make sure I'm making Tavrel with me. So Tavrel is not in the group here, and that was the issue I had. Actually, I can do that then. Oh, but I don't think I can do it in the transwarp though. Mission journal. Can I transwarp to it? I can transwarp to it. And then bring Tiverell as the person. So continue the signing. Alright, but what I actually want to do is change the away team. And so here you can see on the top, under away team, who do I not want specifically? Doctor's pretty good. But if I'm only going with probably 2 science, I guess I'll go to Rel there. Alright. The reason why is because Rel has my anti-proton weapons. And anti-proton ground damage is a thing.
Welcome to New Kittimer.
Obviously,
here we are.
Through all this already. We talked to the attendant.
Welcome, Jet. Oh, perhaps
you recognizes me and says, "Hey, your age, blah blah blah." Oh, I probably shouldn't say things like that. And then he says, "Talk to the other people in the lobby."
Greetings, friend. How may I help you?
No, I think that's all for now. I'll have to deal with the temporal agency
Nakul
stuff.
are here to protest the signing of these unlawful, biased accords.
Oh, but why?
The Tholians ravaged our homeworld thanks to the Federation's ineptitude. In one dark moment, my people were scattered throughout the stars. All we were, our history, our way of life, was nearly lost. And when we needed the Federation the most, we were denied. Terrorists, they called us. Criminals, the dregs of the galaxy. These words, these deeds will never be forgotten or forgiven. Today, the Federation and their lackeys come to tell the galaxy which timeline is best and what they'll do to keep it that way. But who are they to dictate such terms? To tell us that their history is more important than ours?
Actually, that one's pretty good.
My existence has been nothing but hardship and pain. The life of an exile. I'd gladly sacrifice it to restore my homeworld and prevent the mass exodus of my people. Don't tell me you wouldn't do the same, were our places reversed.
Attention all guests. The main hall is now open. Please make your way to your seats.
Feeling they're not cool, they're gonna mess up these negotiations, it seems like.
The Nakul are not here to sign these accords. We have already been victims of time-traveling aliens. But somehow this incursion into the timeline has been overlooked. Perhaps because of its importance to the founding of the Galactic Union. We proposed an amendment to restore our homeworld in the timeline. But it was rejected. Therefore, we are here.
I don't recall if his
with
eyes
all
are
eyes
kind
of
of
the
his
galaxy
specifically,
upon
but
us
the
to
Nakul's
point
eyes
out
were
the
always red.
hypocrisy and unlawfulness of these accords.
Greetings. Pardon me for saying so, but you look very familiar. Have we met before? Wait, I remember you from my history studies. You saved our homeworld. There's a statue in your honor in the capital city on Lucari Prime. Oh, wait. That's already happened for you, right? Oh, good. Woo! That'd be just my luck to cause a paradox here, today. Can you imagine?
I am reminded of a quote from ancient Earth. And when Alexander saw the breadth of his domain, he wept, for there were no more worlds to conquer.
Your uniform. 25th century, correct? You're definitely a visitor from the past, and an honored one at that. Welcome to the 28th century. I hope you'll enjoy seeing what your work and sacrifice has wrought.
These Accords are going to provide quite the opportunity for historical studies of economic matters. I hear the Grand Nagus is going to formally announce several new temporal rules of acquisition soon. I hope at least one of them covers going back in time to beat someone to a deal.
The Borg have a checkered past when it comes to time travel, particularly where the Federation is concerned. Thankfully, we've had the chance to make amends. The Cooperative is proud to be a part of today's
her
proceedings.
eyes are red as well. I mean, obviously there's the one that's red, but the right one, that's not covered by the implant. That's strange.
We Kabali are quite thankful to see the Accords go into effect. Many who disagree with our customs could be tempted to return to a point in time where those customs could be disrupted permanently.
Well, one of our very special guests. It is so nice to meet you. I am Wixit, your humble master of ceremonies for this historic event. Quite an honor, wouldn't you say? So exciting! This ceremony is about to begin, so you should find your seat. But I'd love to chat with you after the signing.
Delegates and honored guests, your attention please. The signing ceremony is about to begin. Please take your seats.
Representatives from dozens of species have gathered to witness this historic event. It looks like they are getting ready to begin the formal signing. Of course, this is largely ceremonial. The negotiation... Wait, there is some kind of disturbance.
This oppression will not stand. The time stream shall be free. We will liberate the galaxy from the tyranny of the temporal accords. We shall wipe the stain of the Federation from history.
Quick, get the delegates to safety. The Krenim are taking the delegates hostage.
Okay, so maybe not the not cool. Although the not cool did not seem to
Krenim have grabbed
disagree.
the delegates and are holding them hostage in some nearby offices. This is damn peculiar. We're facing a major temporal flux here. The hostiles have neutralized embassy security, but it looks like they weren't expecting us to be here. It's up to us to rescue the delegates. Watch out! More Krenim beaming in! Fort Brenham! Neutralize them as quickly as possible. We need to save those delegates.
Can anybody hear us? The Krenim are holding us hostage in the embassy offices. Please, anyone, help!
The Krenim are holding us hostage, requesting immediate assistance.
Hang on, we're on our way.
Cooperate, and you won't be harmed. Resist, and your safety cannot be guaranteed.
I thought my life path was at an end. My thanks for proving me wrong.
It was a good day to die for the Krenim.
Oh, well, derp, huh?
I shall live to serve the Founders another day. My thanks to you, of course.
When I cleared that last room, I didn't beam out the people. Sometimes I do that where I act without thinking first. Like, hey, what was the whole mission
You
here?
saved my world. And now you saved me. I'm beginning to like you.
This wasn't supposed to happen. History says the Accords were signed and there was no mention of an attack.
Those look like Krenim ships.
This conference will not continue. I won't abide it. All ships fire at will. Leave no survivors. Recognize that ship. Oh no, not this time. This time, you will not prevail. Taste the bitter dregs of failure.
The Nakul have used the Krenim attack as a cover to attack the temporal sensor array. All our forces are tied up fighting the Krenim. We can't afford to lose that array. It monitors the time stream for incursions. If it were damaged, people could travel into the past without being detected. Curious. The Krenim and Nakul vessels have started fighting each other in the confusion. Let's make the most of that, shall we? ships. Engaging Anoraks now. The more the merrier. On your timeline. He was a Krenim researcher on the Anoraks timeship project, if memory serves.
I thought as much. Something must have disturbed the timeline. I'm afraid you will need to return to your own time to investigate. I'll accompany you, but I can't interact with anybody from your time. I'll open a portal when you're ready. Are you ready now?
Welcome back to Kiana. We hadn't expected to see you again so soon. To what do we owe the pleasure? Noi? Well, he's been working on some secret project of late. To be honest, he's been more than a little hostile. And that's saying something for Noi. I was about to check in with him, if you would like to accompany me.
He's about to be a naughty boy. Clearly.
Oh, it's you. I thought I'd seen the last of you after you flew off to your great victory over the Iconians. Well, what do you want? I'm very busy. Come now, you can read, can't you? Access my latest report to command if you want to know what I'm working on. Feel free to waste the time of the charming bureaucrat standing next to you, but I'll thank you to stop wasting mine. Now, if this interrogation is over, I've more important matters to attend to. Good day.
Like I said, more than a little hostile. He's been like this for some time now, and not sure why. Treason? Noi? I mean, sure, he's been difficult to work with, but... Oh, I hope you're wrong. Noi has top-level access to everything we're working on here. I don't need to tell you how much damage that could do in the wrong hands. Let me call up his files. He was working on the Anoraks. Wait a minute. It looks like he was accessing the launch protocols and docking clamp.
And sabotage.
Ah, I see you found my farewell gift, Tralla. I'm so glad. As for you, I'm taking command of the Anoraks now. I can see that bothers you greatly. So will the numerous bombs I've left behind.
Stole the Anoraks? I can't believe it. How could he do such a thing? What drove him to betray us like this?
There's only one way to find out. Computer, bring up the research notes and personal logs of researcher Noi. Authorization Trala 23, Victor 6 Sigma.
Personal log supplemental. We had some visitors from the Alliance today. Noi was rather rude to them, but I managed to smooth things over. This time. Still, he has good reason to be stressed. The war isn't going well, and there's a lot of pressure on him right now. He could be a bit more agreeable, however. Perhaps a peace offering. Those Terran snack cakes he's so fond of with the... what is the word? Nougat. I tried to tell him about the baby again last night, but he was so stressed out. I just couldn't add to his burden. Hopefully things will calm down a bit soon and I can tell him. On a positive note, my work is progressing quite well. I believe these logs should now be shielded from any kind of temporal incursion.
Please input your selection below.
Personal log supplemental. My review of the time capsule files is complete. What I have learned has shocked me to the very core of my being. I had a wife, and she was pregnant. My wife and unborn child were murdered by the Federation and their allies. They devastated my people, murdered my family, and erased an entire species from time and space. I cannot let this stand. This I vow. I shall not rest until I have restored my family or avenged their deaths. Time itself shall be the instrument of my vengeance.
Please input your selection below.
Personal log supplemental. At last, I have found them, the Tutarians, or rather, what they have become. Some of them managed to escape the treachery of the Federation, finding sanctuary in a trans-dimensional void. They are powerful, so powerful that some primitive species worship them like gods, and yet they are trapped in their realm, no longer able to exist within prime space. But I can help them. I can release them from Duran's vial. With these buildings at my side, I shall have my vengeance for Clouda.
Please input. Download complete.
What the? We're under attack!
Noi has returned. to his ship. We could use some help up here with him and his allies.
Interesting to see how much in the way of modifications that he's been able to make.
I have been waiting for this for a long time. At last, I take the first fateful steps upon my path of vengeance. As always, your thinking is so limited. For you, it has been moments, but for me, it has been years. Years of planning, building, all to return to this moment in time, to end you. Oh, but it does, believe me. You took them. My wife, my unborn child. Time was your weapon then, and it is mine now. With it, I will eradicate your wretched alliance, just as you wiped the Tutarians from history. But first things first. It's time for you to die.
This is Walker. We've got our hands full with Noi over here, but we'll keep him busy while you defend the station. We could use a hand once it's secure, though. Anorax packs quite a punch. Anorax we left a few minutes ago.
Oh, go ahead. Did I just watch this?
Oh, there you are. I thought we'd lost you. What happened to Noi? Damn. A rogue agent out there with a ship like the Anorax is a real big problem. One step at a time. Let's get you back to the 25th century once you're ready for the trip.
So, Noi turned against us, huh? This is troublesome. With his theft of the Anorax, he poses a great threat to the galaxy. Sadly, I don't think we've seen the last of him. The surprise actions of the Nakul are also a concern. What could they be up to, I wonder? Regardless, I think you'll agree. The battlefield just got a lot bigger.
Oh, yeah, now it spans through time and space itself. Alrighty. Well, anyways, that is where I am going to call it for the night. As always.
The data from the future you've provided has made it clear.
Lord.
We need to form a stronger alliance with the major galactic factions. To that end, we're sending delegates to the First Alliance Summit. This could be the beginning of a new age, and your presence there could ensure the summit's success. Meet our delegation at the embassy on New Romulus.
Alright. Before I was so rudely interrupted. It wouldn't be an episode if not for that right there, I swear, every time I go to do my outro. Anyways, as I was saying before, this is where we're going to wrap things up. I am Jiffy with Jiffy Gaming. If you like what I do, please throw me a follow or subscribe. I'm not only just here on Twitch, but I'm also on Rumble and YouTube. Thank you, DJ, for staying. I appreciate it. And I will catch y'all on the next go-round. Bye-bye for now.